We're going to start with mixed news on the coronavirus outbreak. While New York is seeing the curve flatten, this morning the state has more confirmed cases, 162,000, than any country in the world. Nationwide, the total is quickly approaching 500,000 with nearly 17,000 deaths. There are also more new signs of the economic impact. During what would normally be a busy week, nearly 80% of the nation's hotels are vacant right now. And we have some positive news on the health front, the health of British Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who's now been moved out of ICU. We do have complete coverage. We're going to start with NBC's Gabe Gutierrez. He's at the National Tennis Center in Queens, where a new field hospital is set to open. Hey, Gabe, good morning.
Hoda, good morning. This is normally the site of the U.S. Open, but later today it's set to see its first COVID-19 patients. The indoor training facility here is being converted into a nearly 500-bed hospital, but the hope is all of that space won't be needed.
This morning in hard-hit New York, the curve is flattening. The latest numbers show hospitalizations, ICU admissions, and intubations have slowed dramatically.
We had 200 net increase in hospitalizations, which you can see is the lowest number we've had since this nightmare started.
But deaths spiked yet again to the highest level of the pandemic. Nearly 800 lives lost in just 24 hours. So far, more than 7,000 have died in New York State alone, leading to this startling sight at a city cemetery. Workers in protective hazmat suits burying 5 times more unclaimed bodies in a mass grave. In New York, men are dying almost twice as often as women, and nationally, they're getting tested less.
This is to all of our men out there, no matter what age group. If you have symptoms, you should be tested.
Still, while the health system is stressed, it's not over capacity. Though a new temporary hospital is set to open today at the National Tennis Center, the Javits Convention Center, converted to house 2,500 patients, has fewer than 200 right now. Mount Sinai Hospital has scrapped plans to stage the sick inside the Cathedral of St. John the Divine. But Mayor Bill de Blasio says he expects social distancing restrictions will stay in place here through at least mid-May.
You cannot for a moment get ahead of things and sort of count your chickens before they're hatched, or this disease will have a resurgence and we could actually be worse off.
I've just intubated her.
Still, at Mount Sinai, Dr. Sanam Ahmed sees hope returning.
We hear good things every day.
She got a text from a colleague before she started her night shift.
She texted a number and said, "This is the number of patients whose lives we have been saving over just the past day. Together, we're going to overcome this."
A new study by Mount Sinai found that the virus began circulating here in New York in mid-February and came largely from Europe, not China. As for this facility, it's now meant to provide relief to nearby Elmhurst Hospital, which has seen some of the worst of this crisis. Savannah?
All right, Gabe Gutierrez leading us off. Thank you. And in the meantime, the toll on the U.S. economy continues to mount. More and more laid-off workers are filing unemployment claims. 10% of the U.S. labor force in the last 3 weeks have filed for claims, and it's adding urgency to this debate. When can the economy reopen, and when should it? NBC's Kristen Welker has the latest on that. Kristen, good morning.
Savannah, good morning to you. President Trump has said he wants to reopen the economy with a bang. Some of his top officials say they want to start that process as early as May. But some health officials are warning that moving too quickly could lead to a renewed outbreak and even more economic pain. This morning, the debate over when to reopen the economy is intensifying, with some administration officials eyeing next month as a possible target date. On Thursday, President Trump predicting a rapid turnaround when the country is back in business.
I think we're going to open up strong. I think we're going to open up very successfully. And I'd like to say even more successfully than before.
Adding urgency, an additional 6.6 million Americans filed jobless claims last week, bringing the total number of Americans seeking unemployment benefits to more than 17 million in the past month. But is the country ready to get back to work, given the virus is still spreading?
Don't you need a nationwide testing system for the virus before you reopen?
We have a great testing system. We have the best right now the best testing system in the world.
And while some top Democrats acknowledge testing has improved, they also argue any discussion of reopening the economy is premature without more testing all across the country.
Shelter in place is making a very big difference, but we really don't have an evaluation until we know the extent of the problem. Testing, testing, testing.
Still, plans are underway to lay the groundwork, with administration officials telling NBC News the president is poised to announce a second economic task force that will focus on reopening the country in phases.
I think as soon as the president feels comfortable with the medical issues, we are making everything necessary that American companies and American workers can be open for business.
But help cannot come soon enough for Americans like Kelly Thompson. The single mom in Texas, laid off from her job as a store manager, has been struggling to get unemployment benefits.
I've set my alarm to try to do it at different times. I've done it right before 8 a.m. when they open, and there's just no getting through.
Congress has passed trillions of dollars in stimulus, and this week, lawmakers were trying to pass an additional $250 billion for small businesses. Those talks have hit a snag with sticking points, including how much money to spend on hospitals, state and local governments. The Senate is going to be back next week with a lot of pressure on both sides of the aisle to get something done. Hoda.
All right, Kristen, thank you. Let's bring in NBC News senior business correspondent Stephanie Ruhle. Steph, those numbers again, 17 million people who filed for unemployment. And I can't get that image out of my head in San Antonio, like 6,000 people lined up to get food at a food bank. I mean, I guess the question is, like, when are people going to get their checks? Where's the money?
So the thing is, Hoda, Kristen made a great point. The government is making massive efforts, from the Treasury Department to the Fed to Congress, passing huge stimulus bills. But remember, this is a country of 330 million people. We've got 30 million small businesses and almost 50,000 corporations. So to get this money out logistically is proving massively difficult. And it's only adding to people's frustrations. Listen, you completely understand why the president or Secretary Mnuchin would want to get people enthusiastic and excited about saying, we're going to get right back out there and get back to work. But when people are saying, I can't apply for unemployment because the website isn't working, or the small business loan that Kristen was referring to, that's caused huge strain this week. So one of the reasons the government is now asking for more money to give to small businesses is because there's such demand. And one of the reasons there's a delay in it, the question is, how do we get the money to the most needy people? Hoda, let's say you run a small daycare center at home and you don't have a sophisticated payroll system, but you're a small business. Right. And let's say I'm a small business that runs a law firm. Should you and I both get in line at the same time to get that loan? Well, chances are, if I'm the law firm, I'm going to get that application in because I've got a tax lawyer, an accountant, and I can make that happen. But if you run that small daycare center, you're completely shut down. You really need that money. And right now, there hasn't been prioritization for those who need it most. And that's one of the things they've got to figure out how to address.
Let's talk about the reopening of business. Secretary Mnuchin said he was hoping for May. I mean, is the economy one of these things that you just flip a switch and boom, everyone's back to work?
Well, that's the thing. It's not. Hoda, you cannot look at this like it's a snow day and we say, well, the roads are clear. Let's all head back out there. Remember, it wasn't the president or even the federal government that shut things down. The first time you and I had this conversation in a whoa moment, when it was business that did it. It was the NBA, Adam Silver, that listened to health experts that said, I've got to put health first and shut my season down. So, yes, many people, the president is putting together this economic task force. The question is, who is the public health expert leading, or at least part of that task force, to say, all right, in every city and state, is the federal government going to provide the money for mass testing to make sure when we head back out there, we're going to be safe? Because you've seen in other places, for example, in Asia, in Singapore, where they've said, let's get people back out there. And unless you do that with mass testing, you run the risk of people getting sicker and us shutting right back down.
All right, Stephanie Ruhle. Steph, thank you. Savannah, over to you.
Yeah, Hoda, another big impact of this health crisis, and we've been talking about it all week long, how people are changing their plans to celebrate the holiest days of the year. But in some places across the country, in-person services are still going to be held against the advice of public health authorities. NBC's Sam Brock is in Florida, one of the states that giving folks a choice about that. Sam, good morning.
Savannah, good morning on this Good Friday. Normally, you would expect to see this cathedral packed with people getting ready to pray, but instead, the services here are going to be streamed online, as they will for every single parish in the Archdiocese of Miami. This is the state, though, says you can still observe in person despite the potential health consequences.
This Easter Sunday, a once unimaginable sight. Many churches nationwide sitting empty on the holiest day of the year. The worship from home approach extending from Washington.
We'll be attending church right in the living room at the Vice President's residence.
To COVID-19 hotspots all across the country, including South Florida, where more than 100 parishes in the Miami area will be live streaming for safety.
We're not going to bring crowds together to put these people, our congregants, in danger.
But the state's governor refuses to extend Florida's stay-at-home order to religious services.
As we've said many times, the state of Florida is not going to, through government coercion, close a church, synagogue, or place of worship.
The debate playing out in several virus-stricken areas.
We should not be fearful.
A Philadelphia pastor doubling down on in-person prayer. Face masks will be provided to all who walk through the church doors on Sunday. For those who attend, there will be no more than 3 per pew. While in hard-hit Louisiana, drive-through benedictions with hundreds of cars. In New Orleans, Archbishop Gregory Amond, who recovered from the coronavirus, offering a real blessing from up high, boarding a World War II-era plane with a local rabbi for a spirit flight. At the same time, near Baton Rouge,
how many of you could really use some encouragement this morning?
Pastor Tony Spell says he'll hold services at his church, defying not only his own governor, but the advice of many health experts.
We pray for all those that are fighting the disease.
Joel Osteen's megachurch plans to stream services with Kanye West and Mariah Carey providing the music. Millions of Americans separated by distance, but celebrating together.
It will be even harder not to be in the pew on Easter Sunday. But it's the right thing to do if we care about each other.
And for the states that do still allow in-person services, social distancing guidelines still apply. That means 6 feet in between people and no hugs or handshakes. Many officials, though, suggesting this year, put tradition aside and practice your faith from your home. Savannah, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Sam. And just ahead, we're going to have a live report from the Vatican on how the pandemic is impacting services at the world's most famous church, Hoda.
All right. Now, Savannah, something that will brighten up our morning. Cities across the country, they're lighting up blue to show their support and gratitude for our healthcare heroes, first responders, and other essential workers. So last night, buildings and bridges and sports stadiums and landmarks from coast to coast, they were illuminated with bright blue lights. So more than 400 businesses and venues participated in the Light It Blue campaign. Organizers call it simply a heartfelt thank you to those who are going to work to keep our country going. And we say, hats off. All right.
It's so touching,
Isn't that sweet?
Hoda.
Yeah.
Yeah. I called it a blue light special.
Oh, I love that. Mr. Roker, what you got going heading into Easter weekend?
Well, I'm wearing blue, too. Unfortunately, we've got some severe weather to talk about starting tomorrow for a big swath of the country. Take a look right now. We've got a risk of severe weather tomorrow into tomorrow night. Hail, damaging winds for 20 people in the plains, southern plains, isolated tornado threat. And then look at this Easter Sunday. Sadly, we've got 56 million people. Thankfully, everybody hunkered down at home, but we could see large and long track tornadoes, damaging wind gusts of 75 miles per hour, and hail 1 inch or longer. Saturday, it intensifies over the plains. Gusty storms for Texas. Sunday, Louisiana to Ohio. Heavy rain and isolated flooding possible. Monday, very heavy rain for the Northeast with blustery winds and snow into Wisconsin and Michigan. Rainfall amounts, we're talking flooding possibilities, 4 to 6 inches from Texas all the way into the Virginias and the Appalachians. And then behind the system, look at this snowfall. We're talking anywhere from 3 to 12 inches of snow from the Dakotas, Montana, all the way to the UP of Michigan.